Okay, character spotlight on Tapion. Overall feelings on Tapion, just to summarize for you guys before you watch the whole freaking video. Not that good. I don't really like him. He has some things that are going for him, but overall, he's not that great. I played some singles battle with him, which you will see later, and I struggled really hard. I played Pan last night in singles battle. She starts with less health, but she starts with more resources, and I had a much better time with Pan than I did with Tapion. But as you saw, Tapion starts with average resources all around. Average health being 3 health bars, 2 key bars, and 0 skill points at start. Let's check out his rush chains. Gut punch first. Flying swords. Flying kicks, but flying swords third. Flying sword second, Ki third. Rolling hammer fourth. This is actually not a bad rush chain. It's okay. The thing is that Tapion does like literally no damage. The amount of times I've opened up my opponent and it just feels like I tickle him. Like I'm tickling him with my sword, so that's crazy. Another thing is that his flying kicks is a little awkward, right? It's hard to tell because he's using his sword and then his follow-up attacks are also with a sword, and the animation looks very similar, so it's hard to do a follow-up rush chain. You have to get used to it. Yeah, you see how I just did another flying kicks and I didn't mean to? Yep, I just did it again. Let's see if I could get a gut punch. I want to do my first rush chain. Okay, there it is, yeah. It's something you need to practice with if you're going to play Tapion. Another thing is that his Ki doesn't connect smoothly. Very bad. Speaking of his Ki, his step-in move is a Ki as well, and that sucks as well. So I couldn't do any step-in moves that were really worth against people, and even if I did, Tapion does no damage at all, like I said earlier. He also has really low defense. So not only did it feel like I was tickling him, but it felt like the guy was running me over with a freaking truck every time he touched me. This is his perception move. Not the best. So overall, Tapion's physical throwing hands ability is really not that good. Let's look at his default charged attack. It takes forever to charge this up. Luckily, they changed the mechanics that if your combo goes on for a long time, you get a one charged move that goes by faster. So there is that. That mechanic helped Tapion a bit. But overall, every time I tried to hit them with a default charged attack, it just took forever to charge it. I don't know why it feels faster now. Interesting. You guys see how it's faster than the first one? There's something wrong with the mechanics. Something is off. Yeah, something is off. So I'm stupid and I kept throwing hands with Tapion at first without realizing that Tapion is more of a zoning character, and it's because of his unique Ki Blast. When you stand still and throw a charged Ki Blast, he gets this type of Ki Blast. And this Ki Blast tracks really hard, and it's unblockable. So what you could do is throw this, charge some Ki. They're gonna have to dodge that. And for them to dodge it, it just gives you time to charge Ki and spends their Ki, especially if they're like a power character like, let's say, Raccoon or Nappa. So Tapion could counter Raccoon and Nappa by just zoning them out, forcing them to dodge your Ki Blast, and they won't have Ki while you're charging Ki, right? Let's say you've already charged a satisfactory amount of Ki. What you could do is just throw this out, throw out regular charge Ki Blasts, throw out regular Ki Blast, do this, charge Ki again, throw another one out. The reason why you want to do this is because you can only throw out one type of charge Ki Blast at a time. So there are 3 different types of charge Ki Blast: standing still, moving around, and dashing. There is a difference between moving around and dashing. They are 2 different kind of Ki Blasts. It may not seem obvious at first, but you cannot throw 2 of the same Ki Blast at the same time until they're gone or until they've hit your opponent, right? So look at my inputs. I can't throw another one out until it has hit my opponent, unless I do a different kind. Right, so if you want to spam your charged ki blasts, you will have to do different kinds. So one, whoops, that's one type, another type, and another type. It will spend a lot of ki. The good thing about Tapion is that he's a speed archetype, right? So look at how many ki bars, how many dashes it takes for one ki bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 dashes in one ki bar. Just about. I wasn't very accurate with it, but most characters take 2 to 4 dashes in one ki bar. But Tapion, this is how you know he's more of a long distance character. Especially since if you try to throw hands with Tapion, you're just not gonna do enough damage. And if you get opened up, you're dead. Like the amount of time, oh my gosh, it was very frustrating. That like I opened up my opponent a million times and I look at his health, I'm like, wait, he's still healthy. I thought I did a ton of damage to him. And then he opens me up, I'm like, wait, I'm nearly dead. Why? It's crazy how much damage he takes and how little damage he outputs. With that being said, although Tapion is very squishy, he does have good defensive tools. He has a barrier, and he has after image, which after image just vanishes any attack, right? So let me show you guys what after image does. When you have after image up, you should be very aggressive, right? What a lot of people do is they'll have after image up, right? And then they just stand there. What you should be doing instead is if you have after image up, either you have to be quick to disengage if you want to continue your zoning game, or you have to be very aggressive, right? You have to basically be mashing. Like here, you saw how I was able to take his back? I just activated it again. Oh, CPU knows how to counter it, right? So how you counter it is if you know someone has after image up, you have to do a vanish of your own. And he just revenge countered me. I just used it again. Let me show you guys. And yeah, CPU knows how to counter it. His barrier is okay. You can see how the recovery frames on that is pretty insane. So be very careful of using it if you see... Sorry. If you see your opponent has like 3 ki bars and he's able to use a super. Because you could be punished for it using the barrier. But yeah. Clearly, whoever designed Tapion knows that he's very squishy and needs all the defensive tools he can get. Now let's look at his supers. He has Brave Cannon, which is okay. It's easily vanishable. Like it's not the greatest, but it's just your normal regular super. I'm not sure if his second super is unblockable. I know it's a sword attack. It is unblockable, right? But it comes out quite slowly. Look how slow it comes out. It only does 5,000 damage. I'm not sure if all of it hit. Let's see if I do a close range. Okay, 6250. Very, very bad for a 3 ki bar super, but it's unblockable. I'm not sure how to set this super up. I'm not sure if it's easily vanishable either. Maybe you could just do this. I'm not sure if there's any Tapion mains in here. Let the comment section know and let me know. But I never once used that super after a hard knockdown. I always use this one because it travels faster. Okay, let's look at his ultimate.
I'll fight with my life on the line. I will save this world. I'll finish you off.
Oh my gosh, that's so lackluster. That's so lackluster. I was expecting something more cinematic. That was not very cinematic at all. Overall, I'd say Tapion is not the greatest character. He is a little more viable in DP because he could be like a zoning character that just buys a lot of time for your team. Since he has so many defensive options, if you're really good defensively, they could probably barely even touch you, and you can just zone them out the entire game, which I'm sure a lot of people hate that playstyle. That is not my playstyle, which is probably why I did so bad with him. But I could imagine if someone's really good at zoning and playing the keep away game, Tapion would be a very, very annoying character. But there's another character who does that even better than him, which is Trunks himself. So yeah, although Trunks, his short dash costs, for every key bar he could only do 2. Tapion could do 8. But Trunks charges ki quicker than Tapion, so maybe he could play the zoning game a little better than Tapion. This isn't a Trunks spotlight, so I don't know why I'm bringing him up. Oh, I'm bringing him up because I'm just comparing 4 DP characters to other 4 DP characters. So Tapion is 4 DP. If you if you want to play the zoning game and the keep away game, Trunks does it better for the equal amount of DP, and he could transform to do even more damage, and he has instant sparking. So yeah. Tapion is not viable at all in singles, of course, and in DP he could be slightly below viable. He could be useful. He could be a fun character to play, but there's just better options out there. He's just not that great, and he just does not do a lot of damage. If you get opened up, you make one mistake, you're probably dead. It's insane how much damage he takes and how little damage he does. But anyway, enjoy the gameplay of me getting absolutely smashed with Tapion. I ranked down, I think down to A3 because I just kept losing with Tapion. Not partially, I'd say a lot of it is because I'm just trash. I can't vanish now. Like, I don't know. People in my comments were saying it's like a latency issue, that it like the connection biases one player over the other, and one player could easily get his vanishes off while the other can't. So it could be the other way around sometimes, where I get all my vanishes off but my opponents can't. But I don't know how true that is. Is there, I don't know, is there some sort of like experiment testing out there? Let me know what you guys think. But my vanishing has been really off point, especially in singles. I feel like it wasn't an issue in DP, but I just think it's mostly because I'm trash. I don't know. Anyway, if you guys learned something, like and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys. Enjoy my commentary. Okay, here I am commentating on some gameplay in singles I had with Tapion. Again, like last night, these clips are not in order. I'm putting this clip first because it's when I started figuring out that I should be playing the more zoning game with Tapion. And sorry, my gameplay volume is really low. I lowered it last night in the settings and totally forgot to bring it back up. So you're probably going to hear my controller clicking a lot louder than my game volume. Maybe you guys will enjoy that if you're an ASMR enjoyer. If it bothers you, then I'm sorry. I will fix it. I have fixed it since then. So it is what it is. Here you can see me, I'm just zoning him out. Yep, just zone him out. Once I have the opportunity, I'll just try to Z-burst dash at him and open him up. I don't know, I don't think my combo dropped there. I think I was just too hesitant. So one of the few times my combo didn't drop and it was just me. Yep, just play the zoning game with Tapion. This is very boring to me, but this is Tapion's strongest attribute. I don't do this for all of my games, but this is when I just started figuring out. I'm like, okay, let's see how strong Tapion's zoning game is, especially against Cooler, someone who, as soon as they do one combo on me, I'm probably done for. So here we are, throwing hands now since he finally got an engagement with me. This is very scary because Cooler does a ton of damage. And look at how, oh my god, Tapion's health bar is melting just from a small engagement. Oh my gosh. I'm so behind in health now because of this. I have to play it more safely now. I just use the after image. If I do approach him, he has a barrier. He's trying to go into sparking mode. He's desperate to do it. He successfully got it. I activated after image strike again. He falls for it. He uses his barrier. I try to stall out his sparking mode. He catches me. I vanish that. Yeah, Cooler's step-in is a gut punch. My step-in is not good, is a Ki, so you're not gonna see me use my step-in move very often. I just step in and do regular rush chains, or regular rush attacks, I should say. Cooler's regular Ki Blast is really good, as you can see. Unfortunately, his charged Ki Blast is not that great. He uses his barrier again. If I get like 2 or 3 more Ki Blasts by him and I'm dead, so I have to be very, very careful. Fortunately for me, he's not really using them, and I win the game from just zoning. You can see I'm kind of disappointed in myself for having to play that way, but I promise I don't play that way for all of my clips. But if you main Tapion, that's kind of how you have to play if you want to make it to the higher ranks. You know, unless you're just that good at throwing hands at Tapion, but if you get opened up once, it's basically over. Well, not once, but maybe like 3 times, especially against these stronger characters. Maybe he could hold up a little better against lower DP characters if you're playing DP battle. But even then, like I said, his strength is his defensive tools to keep him safe and just playing the zoning game. So technically, Tapion got buffed by this patch, because before he had the same issues. It's just that his zoning wasn't as strong because everybody could just Z-burst dash at him. Okay, he closes the distance with me. I try to disengage a bit. I am zoning him out a bit. I tried to engage, but then I totally freaking misinputted the high-speed Dragon Dash. I just did a regular Dragon Dash there. You can see how slow his charged attacks are. I did a small comparison before. It's like very inconsistent. The charge attack speed is very inconsistent. Sometimes it's very slow, sometimes it's very fast, despite not having the oiled up shiny body mechanic. He's trying to use his instant spark. I engaged to make sure he doesn't do it. I forgot I had after image up there, so I couldn't open him up. Yep, I knew he was going to go for instant spark, so I used high speed Dragon Dash to close the distance. I'm getting used to using high speed Dragon Dash. It's still not my favorite mechanic, but it's a lot better than I initially thought. It could have its utility. Before I was saying like it's basically next to useless. It is pretty useful. It's just still not the most useful. It's not as, of course, not as great as Z-burst dash was in terms of closing distance before. But this guy really wants to grab me. I use my super. He doesn't vanish it. I activate another after image. He is not using his wild sense. So had he used his wild sense more often instead of trying to go for instant spark, I don't think he used it at all. So more often is not the right term. If he used it even just once, he probably could have beat me. Okay, here I am going against a giant.
When I'm using a low DP character.
Yeah, having a low DP character against a giant is probably not the best. He chose this stage because it's small. Giant players love small stages. And this was my first game of the day. Like I said, the clips are not in order. So, yeah, I'm not doing a good job of dealing with giants in this clip.
Oh my gosh.
Like I was just messing up over and over, and since Tapion is so squishy, just look how much damage he's doing to me. Well, I think Anilaza also has the highest attack stat, so that could be it. So going against someone with a high attack stat as a character with a low defense stat is a living hell. This is so stupid. Look at Anilaza's quads. That's insane. You guys gotta go do leg day now in the name of Anilaza. And of course I lose. I barely even touched him.
Damn, I'm about to go rank down to A2. I'm trash.
And of course he doesn't take the rematch. Okay, now we're going up against an S1 MUI
really
Goku.
Want me to D-rank to A2.
This is probably gonna be quite tough. We shall see. Here I am, Tapion.
Yes, the battle indeed begins.
Yeah, I'm playing quite aggressively with Tapion. This is before I figured that he's more of a zoning character. Which should be obvious. Any character with a unique Ki Blast is probably a zoning character. But you can see how little damage Tapion is doing. If this were any other character, that would have been at least 10k damage. But Tapion's physical hits just do not do enough damage. Like I think I said earlier, I was playing with Pan last night and I had a much easier time with Pan.
My vanishing is still very off point. Jeez, I barely did any damage to this guy.
Yeah, that was a pretty tough game.
I feel like we had the same amount of engagements won, and he's able to just beat me. Oh my gosh, if I lose this, I'm gonna rank down. Okay, he accepts the rematch.
And he's based for accepting the rematch. So many people would probably just run away. Skip the intro because I'm ready. My adrenaline is going. If I lose this, I rank down and I accept the rematch anyway because like I really don't care if I lose. This is how you get better. You take your losses and you learn from your losses. Okay, I'm opening him up. He starts with an extra health bar on me, so I've already closed the distance on that. I have more health than him now. Nice super counters by him. My vanishing has been really off point, like really bad. A lot of people have been telling me that it's probably there's like something wrong going on with the connection and it biases one person over the other. I'm not sure how true that is, but it is interesting that a lot of people are telling me that they're having issues with vanishing as well. I think it's probably just because it's the new the new way it works, but at the same time I was getting my vanishes off before. It's just that in certain games I just can't get it off, but it's probably more so because I'm trash.
Vanish that.
Gotta use after image. I play as aggressively as I can once I have after image up. Knock him away. I finally get a vanish off, so that was clutch. I really needed to get that vanish. I forgot I had after image up, so you saw me just stand there, and I think I said in the spotlight, you have to remember that you have after image up, and once you know it's going to be activated, you have to mash your buttons. Not your buttons, your attack button. That way you can open them up. If you don't, then it's just a waste of your after image. And I win game 2.
Oh, I don't D-rank to A2. Oh. Tapion really does not do a lot of damage. Okay, this is my 3rd game with Tapion, and I guess I used him 2 other times because it says I played Tapion 5 times in battle. Alright, the calm before the storm. I'm not going to skip this intro. The second one I skipped because I was a little frustrated. Calm down. Adrenaline is running a bit. At least this guy rematches. I got a rematch pretty quick this time.
But yeah, since he's rematching, I'm able to adapt to his gameplay. The first game, I got absolutely destroyed.
What happened to my Ki Blasts? Oh, nice.
I get a super counter off there. I use a lightning strike attack to keep the distance close. I don't even bother trying to do the knockback chains because I know my vanishing is not on point.
There's my vanishes. A little laggy.
Like if you know a part of your gameplay is just not on point, just don't even do it.
I don't know why I disengaged there.
Okay, here we are throwing hands, where Tapion is really bad at. You can just see how much damage MUI Goku does to me. A super perception from him does 2,000 damage to me. That's a 5th of my health bar. Those few Ki Blasts did 1,700. It's insane. I do 10 hits on him and that's only 4,000 damage. Yeah, you can see my hits are only doing in the hundreds to him. It's so bad.
Nice vanish.
Very frustrating for sure.
Wow, it's laggy. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I lost. I'm mashing too, so that's not good. I win that, thank God. Okay, I should have known. He just did it again. I have to make a slow approach now.
Yup. You gotta counter the wild sense. Once you see his skill points go down, he used the wild sense. Do not be overly aggressive. Take your time and counter it. If you do, it will reward you. You will get a punish on it.
Okay. GG. That was really tough. And the lag was not helping. At least he rematched me.
If you go back, you could see he was spamming Vanishing Assault. He was trying to exploit and get my combo to drop. So many people have been doing that lately, and it's just so stupid. It's so lame. We really need that to get fixed. That's like... it's just frustrating. But this guy, Almond Joy, very good player. Very, very good player. I had fun playing against him. You could tell he knows how to zone. He's poking me out with Ki Blasts. He makes his approach to me, hits me with the Perception. I already lost a bar of health. Insane. After Image gets activated, I open him up. He uses the Explosive Wave. I open him up again. Now we're back in neutral. I open him up once more. I think my combo dropped there. I'm not sure. He opens me up. Hits me with a Lightning Strike attack. Yeah, sometimes he could sidestep out of that. So even though he attacked me, I sidestepped out of that. I revenge countered his Explosive Wave. That's how you could counter it, but I guess he was mashing and was ready for it. Get a super counter off on him. And I feel like we had the same amount of one engagements. And look how much health he still has on me. I don't know. And he just gets me with a Gut Punch, singular Ki Blast. I lose. Kind of caught me off guard. Sometimes when I go up against people who are like in the low A rank, I'm a little, to be honest, I'm a little cocky and confident, and I don't really try as hard as I can. But now that I see, okay, he's a pretty good player. He plays like a freaking high S rank. So I gotta try a little harder. That's not to say that I would win if I try harder. I just gotta take it a little more seriously. So that's exactly what I do. I play the zoning game a little more. If you saw before in the previous match, I was just standing still in neutral. Didn't really care to throw many Ki Blasts. Nice. He closed the distance really well. He didn't see I had After Image up. I open him up. Hit him with a Lift Strike combo. He doesn't recover from it. I react to it, and I throw a super at him. And that scaled super hard. It wasn't even worth doing that. I should have just Z Burst dashed at him and tried to open him up again. My Vanishing is trash. Trying to zone him out. He uses Explosive Wave on me. I have an After Image up. There it is. Another Explosive Wave. I used another After Image. Let's see if he reacts to it. He burns it. I open him up. I think my combo dropped there. Very frustrating. I'm not sure what happened. Sidestepping. He hits me with a Sonic Sway. I think I did way too many sidesteps there. He has another Explosive Wave. I'm just going to try to zone him out here. Trunks does not have a good charged Ki Blast. He does close the distance. He probably didn't mean to do that combo. Clutch Vanish War. I really needed that. I close the distance. I have After Image. He uses his Explosive Wave. I use After Image once more, and I should win. Right here. Yep, I won. Pretty intense game. He's a very good player. And you know he's a very good player because he's not scared to run the set. We go for the rematch. Okay, let's see how this third game goes. He definitely does not play like an A5. He's probably like smurfing, or maybe he's a really good DP battle player and just never plays singles like me. That was a really confusing interaction. I'm not sure what happened there. I know I did a sidestep. Yep, I was able to tell from the last game he does go for the neutral follow-up, so I'm able to block him. I used after image. I try to confuse him with the Z-burst dash. He plays it patiently and is able to block me. He burns my after image, gets me with the perception. I really should be doing a better job of playing around his perception. And like I keep saying, my vanishing is just off point and trash. I catch him again with the block. I baited out his explosive wave. I didn't really punish it though. You could bait out explosive wave. I try to do it again. Oh, so earlier, I don't think my combos were dropping. I was trying to bait out his explosive wave. He spends a revenge counter. It probably would have been better if he used the explosive wave. And it's just so little damage I'm doing to him. I'm just like, it's like I'm tickling him, man. I try to confuse him again with the Z-burst dash. I try to play around the perception. I get punished. He uses a revenge counter, and I am dead. And I don't know, just looking at interaction wise, I feel like he wasn't like doing that much better than me, but he was healthy while I died. So yeah, I don't know if it's because the character is super squishy or it's because I'm trash. Probably a mix of both. Okay, UI Goku, S5, he's not using MUI. Whenever I go up against S ranks using UI Goku, MUI Goku, or a fusion, it's always I'm always ready for a ride. I mess up my combo there. One thing about Tapion is his normal rush attacks are quite awkward, you know, so I do mess them up. That's probably a me issue though. Okay, we're tied in health. I use my barrier to knock him away. You can see how it's really not that safe, especially if they're ready to just engage with you again. But if you do catch them off guard with the barrier, it could keep you safe. Especially since not a lot of people know what Tapion has. They probably don't even know that. A lot of people probably don't even know that Tapion has a barrier. Or after image for that matter. Caught him with the low sweep. And one thing that sucks about characters that have a really slow charged attack is that you really can't use the fully charged attack that often because it's easily reacted to, and yeah, you could get punished. My after image gets burned. This is quite the close game. He gets a full key gauge here and some armor and extra damage. I lose that quick time event. He could have beat me if he just followed up. He burns my after image with that. I use another one. I play aggressively. And 2,134 damage from that super perception. It's insane. So much damage. Oh my gosh. That was a tough game. That was really tough. He goes for the rematch. Tonight's games were better in terms of rematches. Last night, nobody rematched. Okay, I'm trying to close the distance while also zoning him out. Keep in mind, UI Goku is also really good at zoning. My opponent just doesn't zone though. He's just sitting there and letting me hit him with these ki blasts. Okay, he closes the distance. He caught me charging my charging my sword ki blast, my unblockable ki blast, so that's good. That's how you could counter that. When you see them charging it up, you could Z-burst dash at them and punish them. But if they know what they're doing, it's probably gonna be difficult to do that. I unfortunately do not know what I'm doing. I'm not the best at using my Ki Blast from long distance. Oh my gosh, look at this damage. I think one of the biggest strengths of UI Goku and MUI Goku is not only the zoning, but just the knockback chains. I think he gets like 3 or 4 knockbacks. And if you're really good at Vanish Wars, then you can just keep doing that, and that's basically free damage. And I just get absolutely mollywopped. 15k damage, oh my gosh, that's like overkill. And I ranked down to A3. This is so unfortunate. I'm going to blame Tapion. Alright, third game. I skipped the intro because I'm frustrated. I just want to see if I could beat him. I'll take it as a challenge. I do not care if I lose. I'm not afraid to show you guys my losses. I'm not afraid to show you guys that I get destroyed sometimes. I'm not a perfect player. I'm not the best player ever. And you can see I mess up so much. I've been so inconsistent lately. But this is how you improve, right? You take your losses. You get your ass kicked. Especially since I'm not a singles player. I have a lot to learn in terms of learning the atmosphere of singles gameplay. He gets a super counter off on me. He doesn't challenge the Vanish War, so that's good for me because I did not have Ki, and I cannot afford to take that damage. Speaking of which, here it is, and yeah, my Vanish Wars are so bad. I had the health lead on him by a large amount, and now he closed that distance a bit. I try to disengage and just zone him out, especially since he's not really zoning me back, so I should really take advantage of that. It's just not my playstyle, so if you're a good zoner, or just in general, you should realize those situations where your opponent is not zoning you out and you could just outzone them and gain the health lead like that. And I made the proper adaptations. I did zone him out a little more, and I win the third game and rank back up to A2, so that's nice. Whis. That's exactly who I wanted to face against. Urkan, Winky Face, B1. And yeah, these are tough games. Just showing you guys these gameplays to show you how strong Whis is, and to also show you how weak Tapion is. I think people are saying Whis is like the new meta now for singles. Whereas before it was like SS4 Gogeta, simply because Gogeta did so much damage. But now that Whis could basically get his regeneration off without being punished as often. Not to mention he has a 2 key bar super that is basically unvanishable. Grandmaster Hawk told me it is vanishable, but it's a very tight window. So I'd have to practice that if I'm going to play singles a lot more often. Not even just that, but I do think Whis is becoming the new meta in DP. So I probably have to practice that in general because Whis could just wipe whole teams easily. He was very strong before the patch, it's just that people didn't know. Wow, I barely did damage to him. Like whenever I went up against a Whis main in DP, it was always going to be a very difficult battle. Oh my god, he just gets it off in my face. Yep, and his regeneration skill just goes by so quickly. If you mess up even a little bit, he's gonna get it off no matter what. Nice super counter by him. GG. Tapion does no damage. He does. I feel like Pan does more damage than Tapion. And yeah, sorry I keep mentioning how little damage Tapion does. It's just baffling to me. Like, I feel like I opened him up many times and I look at his health bar, I'm like, wait, wow, he's pretty healthy. Okay, people are accepting rematches now. Nice. And I'm happy because I did get a good amount of people accepting rematches. Although I didn't show every single gameplay I had with Tapion. There were a lot of people who just ran away. A lot.
Oh my god, it's laggy.
But today, way more people accepted rematches.
My combo just drops, come on.
Whereas last night, like, nobody did except for one guy.
It sucks. Okay. Yep. Whis is probably way stronger than most fusions now.
Yeah, Whis is just crazy.
He's a perception holder.
Yeah, this is just a really uphill battle for me. What I should have done, well, this was before I figured out that Tapion is more of a zoning character. I should have just tried my best to zone him out constantly and just play the zoning game. Especially with Whis' auto dodge and all of that. Just throwing hands with Whis is very dangerous because if he opens you up, he's gonna hit you with that super.
I remember when the game first came out, people were saying Whis is probably the worst 10 DB character. Now he's probably the
you can hear me mention how people previously said Whis is trash. But ironically, he was always very, very good. People just didn't know how to play him and take advantage of him. And that's what I've been saying about this patch. People have been saying, oh, it's so good, this and that, this, that. It's just like, it's only been a few days. You just have to wait to see what metas develop and then compare that to what we had before. And even then, what we had before was only out for like 2 months. The metas were still developing. At the high level, I started to see way less after Image Strike. Before After Image Strike was very strong, but eventually it fizzled out. Maybe in the lower ranks it was still very strong, but After Image Strike fizzled out really badly towards the end of the previous game.
I can't see any. I gotta change the map probably.
So people really need to let metas develop before they speak on things, including myself. Sometimes I speak on things before I'll let it develop. And I lost 3 times in a row.
Damn, I ranked down. This is so unfortunate.
And yeah, that's when I ranked down to A2. I started this at A1. I think I ended this at A2 again. So hopefully next time I play a stronger character and could just get back to like S rank or something. I don't know. But playing these lower DP characters in singles is a massive struggle. It is very rewarding to beat the fusions and the MUIs, but I also get my ass handed to me a lot of times. But it is what it is. I do have fun doing that. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Have a good night, you guys.